Rolling.
Emma Mixon, Persuasive speech, and here is my audience. Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you why I believe the child beauty pageant industry must come to an end. Child beauty pageants are an old tradition, but also one of the most controversial competitions around the world. Many claim that they should be banned. Karen Cataline, a mental health professional near Denver who participated in child pageants in the 1960s, says she understands the motivation to ban the competitions, but says that this is not the only problem. It's not just the pageants, it's the parents who support and encourage the sexualization of their children, says Cataline. The purpose of this speech is to show you that these beauty pageants have gone too far and should not be allowed for children any longer. A task force at the American Psychological Association noted that girls who are sexualized early will tend to gather their self-worth as an adult based on their appearance, says Cartwright. There's also the issue of certain adults who make the assumption that girls have the ability to make adult decisions just based on the way that they look rather than their actual age. While I was not a pageant child, I had many friends who were, and I, like many of us, grew up watching TV shows like Toddlers and Tiaras, thinking that this was normal. Now, with the hypersexualization of these pageants, it is overtly evident to me that this must come to an end. Today, I am going to discuss the problem with these pageants, what I believe could be a good solution, and I'm going to tell you how ending these pageants will have a positive effect on children growing up in America today. Without further ado, let's get into the main problem that we're seeing here. Netivist.org says that it is the routines and extreme makeovers that the controversy over children's beauty pageants mostly stems from. Focusing on a perfect image, the pageants have been criticized for psychologically damaging the children participants and potentially leading to eating disorders and body image issues. These children cannot make decisions for themselves. They need responsible and sensible adults to stand up for them and say when enough is enough. They are also said to sexualize children and teach young girls that their worth is dependent on their physical appearance. At the same time, competitions are often a stressful experience for children. The stress can be even more accentuated by the pressure of parents who enter their children into pageants, often to fulfill their own ambitions. They go on to say that some critics, parents, subjecting their children to such an experience could even count as child abuse. The lack of legal framework and consistent rules across pageants makes the position of these children much more vulnerable. Now that we can truly grasp how this is hurting these children, I want to get into what I believe would be a good solution. Ina Kastakis reports that beauty contests are meant for adult women who are mature enough to understand the situation and competition and can fully handle the rejection of losing. The fierce competition of pageants is meant for women whose values will not be challenged by the materialistic focuses of pageantry. Children should not be permitted in beauty pageants because of their demoralizing, harmful effects on self-confidence and budding character. We believe that beauty pageants should be left only for mature, adult women who understand the competition that they are entering. Children who are interested in the pageant world should be allowed to watch and enjoy these pageants on the sidelines, knowing that one day they'll be able to partake. I believe this plan would work well because by the time these children are able to partake in these pageants, they will be able to confidently say that they are the ones who chose to partake, and they will not be subject to intense competition, hypersexualization, and the wants of their parents. Unfortunately, many people believe this argument to be false. They believe that parents have the discretion to make decisions for their children, that these pageants cause no harm for children, and some even believe that participating in pageants as a child will lead to increased confidence in children who are made to perform. Netivist.org does a good job of highlighting this opposing argument, saying that, on the other hand, parents and ex-participants defend pageants as a positive experience that are both playful and fun, and can even help build a child's character. Participation in a pageant is said to help children gain confidence when performing in front of a crowd. Children also get an immense sense of accomplishment and pride by gaining prizes and awards in these type of contests. With that being said, however, I want to show you what I believe would be positive results from implementing my solution to this problem. Ina Kastakis says that in Europe, the French Senate recently approved a ban on pageants for girls under the age of 16 to lessen the influence of youngsters from the materialistic focus of pageantry. I believe that banning pageants until age 16 would truly lessen the negative effects of children. If this continued how it is, however, children would continue to be exploited and many bad things could end up happening. At the same time, if this plan is adopted, many pageant parents will be very devastated. Not only will this affect parents and children who already love the pageant world, it will also affect jobs. Coaches who work with children will have a decrease in clients, pageants will decrease in views, judges will not have as many work opportunities. But despite these truths, I truly believe that it is important to think first of the children that we are raising in this country. They are young and impressionable, and this issue goes much further than the negative consequences that we see here. I hope that I have shown you today how important it is to bring pageantry for children to an end. Today, I wanted to show you that children are being exploited and hypersexualized in the pageantry world. I want you to understand what is happening behind the makeup, dances, and smiles. I want you to see the threat and danger that this is having on young and naive children. I ask that we as adults step up to the plate and bring this exploitation to an end. Stop watching shows like Toddlers and Tiaras. Stop giving into this materialistic world and start acting on your beliefs. If we want to raise strong and confident children to become mature and stable adults, it is up to us to put an end to this. I ask, if this message resonates with you tonight, that you would please sign my petition to bring this to an end once and for all. I want to leave you with one last reminder. I think we all know the story of JonBenet Ramsey, the child beauty pageant queen who was murdered at the age of 6 in 1996. Her parents were threatened with a ransom letter asking for $118,000 or else suffer the death of their only daughter. Ramsey's body was found in the basement of her home on Christmas morning. This case remains unsolved. While this is an extreme case and not common, we cannot be sure if this had a connection to the pageant world, but we cannot be so naive as to think it could not have. This child is a perfect example of the exploitation that can occur and potentially cause horrific harm to these children. It is up to us, the adults of the world, to make the decisions that will not lead our children down this route. Thank you so much, and here is my audience.